Wow. Wow. I mean, like, what else is there to say? They crushed it. Yeah, I mean, they were saying I was playing well. I felt like I was playing well. There were some frustrating deaths on the that sewer rat. That definitely hurt me. But even that aside, I don't think I would have if I got that first try. The knives were taking me forever because I thought I was supposed to be killing the chickens, and it was the knives I was supposed to be killing. When I got to the chainsaws, I was like, okay, I know it's the chainsaws. Um, Dying to the bowl at the end, that also kind of sucked, even though I already lost at that point. But I was still locked in to like finish the race, and I killed the bull, and then that wasn't the end of the level. And then once I got game overed, I was like, I'm not making them sit through all of stage 4 again and all of stage 5 to who knows if I'm gonna first try it or not. Um, Man, fun game. I mean that was insanely fun. Um, but part of joining the tournament is just getting to play a bunch of hidden gems that I've never heard of and seeing how well I can do just picking up a game and playing it. And I feel like I showed that off pretty well. I feel like I've still got it to some degree. Makes me happy as a gamer. You've never finished it. It's very it feels very like arcade game with how it's set up. Um, but yeah, one of the big things really is just if you never needed to use continues, I mean, you're just you're just churning through. You're gaining more and more health. Um, they do give us a write up of like certain things about the game, and so they mention you have 5 continues. If you run out of those, you just use the password. They give you the passwords for the stages. Um, they mention the doors at the end of screens that you have to press up. Mention you need to defeat a certain number of enemies to move on for certain screens, and so that's why I was like, it's the chickens. It when I saw the vampire in the first area, and I was like, okay, he's dancing. I can't hit him. And then the monster started spawning. I was like, okay, I need to clear more monsters. Um, I didn't even get to the gun. I assume that's stage 5. Um, oh yeah, they meant you gain more health the more enemies you kill, as indicated at the top. When continuing, you have 0 XP at your current level. When putting in a password, your level is reset to the base level, and that hurts. I mean, when you get when you get no health, that kind of sucks. His health bar was enormous. Man, I kind of want to watch. I mean I've watched all my races back, but I really want to see this one to see just how dominant Ramsey was. I can't remember. I didn't really do this since I didn't have a confirmed opponent last time. But let me load up the bracket. I want to see what, because I mean Ramsey's been crushing it, making the losers bracket run. Um, Stats sheet. And yeah, I wish I could go further. than just a 2-2. But overall, I mean, I don't even think that's that bad. When that looks like that. Okay. Um. Yeah. So in the tournament, going down to Lizards bracket. Yeah. I mean, look at this. Ramsey's just been crushing it. Already has next two opponents lined up. Um. Let's see. When did Lancey join in? This is the only opponent I didn't look ahead of time who I'd be. Yeah, see, this is another thing where it's kind of funny looking at like the streamers I watch, and it's like I don't know if I know any. Oh, I know Blecky. Mid boss is a like a mod for quite a few of the streamers I watch. I think Zephyrs is a mod for Scent is the prize guy at GDQ. Use Pizza, yeah, DP's in here. Um, DP won one of them actually. If I'm remembering right. Here's where Palladian got their start. I Ate Your Pie was in this one. Golden was in this one. Golden speedran Super Mario World. Used Pizza. Edenol is the guy who runs ESA. I think Yagamoth is a mod for quite a few of I want to say Used Pizza won one of them. Yeah, first place. One mystery tournament, 5. Hey, Yurt. Dragon Dark. Mr. Terrible Games himself. Uh, Captain Drake I see in Spike Vegeta's chat all the time. I'm pretty sure he's a mod. The Mexican runner speedruns Battletoads. Andy of Link to the Past fame. Ivan of Super Metroid fame. I mean, like, you just think about how many Mr. Shasta is a pretty big name. Fat Home Fat Home not like the biggest name, but he's friends with a lot of the names I recognize. Um but like to think it feels like I was meant to be in this when a lot of the content I consume is people that, you know, back in the day, this is what they were doing. Just lines up, makes sense. Author Blues, who does what does Author Blues do right now? He's playing Super Mario 64. Oh, he's been doing the Iron. Yeah, there's a Iron Mario mod that came out to where you basically you just get one life throughout randomizer. Ribbed Killa is in that kind of same group. Garrison also Darbian of Super Mario like classic, Garrison, Super Metroid, Omni Gamer, the guy who I actually don't know what he speedran, but he has his book Speedrunner. I think it's Speedrunner Science. I don't know. It's on my shelf. You're streaming the Iron Mario soon. I expected you to be in it. P-Call I recognize. Dr. Doobie is a pie mod. Oth has been doing retro achievements. Okay, yeah. Oh, P-Call is Patty, isn't he? I always forget that was his tag. Caddy's usually doing, I don't think he's live right now. Usually he's doing what's it called? He does quite a few SM64 ROM hacks. Um be the end of like the big era. So I think Mystery Tournament 10 was also big, which I'm sure they're hoping for a big Mystery Tournament 20 as well. Here's your big few big names. You got Arc Bliss, Triss Corp, who I lost my first match to. Hopscotch has over a 50%. Falco Eagle and Ajarmar both 63%. These are some really good. Lively Raccoon, actually, I just recently followed. I knew them back in the day because they speedrun one of like my favorite games, Bomberman 64. And I just saw them in my recommended feed like a month ago, and I was like, I'm kind of in the mood for some Bomberman 64, and so he's been speedrunning it, and it's like, oh, this is sick. I love this. Some girl they were just mentioning 62% win rate. They've been in 11 mystery tournaments. They were saying it's hard to get a game like this and beat some girl's time. 17th, 17th, 13th, 9th, 17th. I mean, like, I guess if not always like the biggest thing if that's a 3-2, a 2-2 for 17th. So like I would have gotten 17th in that one. You know, not always like the biggest, but still, I mean it if the casters are talking you up, I'm sure I'm sure you're pretty good. Here's 10. Who else is it? Brosensha. He actually just got a PB in why can't I think it? Titanfall 2 is the big game he streams. Really good. He was really good at showcasing what Titanfall 2 speedruns are, and honestly, if you haven't seen a Titanfall 2 speedrun, you should watch it because the strats are insane. That game is awesome. Still one of the greatest shooters of all time and amazing movement abilities. Have I even passed Jay Lamsey yet? I forgot that's what I was initially looking for. Lack Attack also in that group of gamers. I don't think I saw Spike Vegeta in here. Currently playing through the entire American SNES catalog, which is really cool. Only know Brascentia from Kusa Grande and Associated Bad Games. Yeah, I actually joined that server after the mystery tournament one because I saw him go live with that, and I had been following him for a while, and knew he ran that, but it didn't click in my head that like, hey, I should probably join that tournament too, shouldn't I? I want to, I like bad games. Furret Turd and Nico Jazz also both fairly big names. Yeah, he's oh my gosh, I don't know. I think Spike has been doing it for a year and a half, and I don't know how far he is in it actually. He's got a document of like each season he'll do, and he actually just mid 300s, yeah. He just did this past weekend, I think, a a shuffler of games 100 to 200. And so he has just like a very simple goal for each game, but it's shuffling between 100 games. And it was insane to watch. He did it under, I think he did it in like 9 hours, 40 minutes or something. It was crazy. It was either just under 10 hours or just under 12 hours. I can't fully remember. Um, I need to remember to submit Unicorn as a game for Mystery Tournament so that we could see someone play that. Spread the good word of Unicorn. Toss Caro Quest 64 demo in there as well. Mooware started in 14, but is like one of the has consistently been like one of the main commentators. Oh, get off my screen. They were talking about a game that has a public demo and is releasing soon. Thinking they were talking about Quetzal. Oh, they might be. There's Internet Dirigible, who is the person who run. I'm pretty sure they are the creator of Mystery Tournament. Let me. They have that. I can't see. I don't know. They're like the face of it, from what I can tell, which is awesome. Liz Star. I think Liz Star was one of the GDQ host people. Dude, I'm excited for Quetzal. That comes out next month, I think. Which is crazy because we've got to finish Brave Escape. We've got Quetzal coming out next month. Um, Monster Hunter's at the end of the month. Uh, there's another game that comes out at the start of next month that I think was a co-op thing. And I don't know if it was one I sent you or if it was one that I was keeping my eye on separately. Where is where's Jay Lanzi? They're probably like way up at the top that I Tapioca. I don't know if that's the same Tapioca from Pie's stream. Whenever I see Econ, I think Econ Sean, which is a streamer, but I don't think it's them. I think they stream. I think they're uh are they the Splatoon localizer guy? Is that Econ Sean? No. Who is that? Positron, you know who that is, I think. Um you'd be able to help me out on that. I think Econ Sean is actually just like an econ professor that streams. I'm remembering that. The localizer for the Splatoon games that streams, I can't think of their name, and I think you know who that is. I haven't seen them on in like quite a while, and I don't even think they're. No, not you. Uh, It's not Sean, I don't think. Man, who is that? I'm looking it up in my other monitor. There's no way I'm going to be able to find this. Yeah, no. Not with the search I did. I could probably like check my following list and find them through that. Um, so much Fabs is in like everything. They're always around for races. It seems like. Well, oh, this is Jay Lamsey's first, dude. This is their first tournament too. This is crazy. They're shout outs to them. I was like, oh, I for sure passed them in like tournament 3 or 4. That's crazy. Good for them. I mean, that's what. How many matches have they done now? 5 matches, or yeah, I guess they've done 5 matches. They're 4-1 right now. It's insane. This is something super cool. I'll absolutely be playing in more of them. I'll be keeping my eye out for Cruiser Grand. Uh, but I think they just like started their bracket, so I don't know. It I couldn't see a link for like joining a bracket, so I don't know if they advertise that in the server when it happens. I don't know. Um, I did. I was signing up for Combo Breaker because I was like, oh, I haven't done that. I forgot that opened. And the mystery tournament bracket was full. So I emailed Combo Breaker and I was like, hey, is there any way to get added to a list in case someone drops? And they did add me to a list, and I got an email earlier this week. And so I am in the Combo Breaker mystery tournament again, which is going to be super fun. It's a completely different. It's so different versing someone in a blind speedrun versus uh like a PvP blind race sort of thing. And so I'm still not. I the game that knocked me out was the games I got knocked out in were real fighting games versus the ones I won, which weren't real fighting games, except Mortal Kombat 2. I did win that because shout out to my babysitter when I was like way too young to be playing Mortal Kombat for letting us play Mortal Kombat. Actually knew what I was doing. But when you give me a basketball game or a like a rally car game where you have saws on the front of your car, or like a Gundam 3D fighter, I'll crush it, man. I know what I'm doing. Or I click the right buttons. Yeah, I don't. Was anyone old enough to be playing Mortal Kombat when they played it? Feels like that's always like the common ground that we all share. It's weird thinking of the games our babysitter had. So she like ran a house where she would like babysit multiple kids. I mean there were at least 15 of us at a time, I think. And so obviously we had to like pass the controller. We had rules in Super Mario World where you could only go to Yoshi's house and get a certain amount of 1-ups, and then once you run out of your lives, you gotta hand the controller off. And so we were playing that. She had all 3 Donkey Kong countries, which was amazing considering I still look at that series super highly, and Donkey Kong Country 2 is still one of like the best 2D platformers. We had Mortal Kombat. Uh, we had Super Nintendo. Here, funny thing. The first game pulled for our match tonight was Aladdin for the Super Nintendo. Unfortunately, I did play that as a kid, and I've since replayed it as an adult before. Fantastic game. I love it. Couldn't play it. I wish I could. I would have won that race. I think I would have picked up on that game quicker blind. I can't guarantee it with how well Jay Lamsey did, but I know I'd be able to pick that game up quickly. We also had Lion King. Never beat that. Still haven't beaten that. We had Zombies Ate My Neighbors, which was insanely fun. I don't think we ever knew what we were doing though. Had Super Mario Kart. I think that's about the extent of what she had. Great games. Because they specifically told them to make it nigh impossible so people wouldn't beat it in a rental. Can't be spoiling the movie in a video game. Oh, another fantastic platforming game, puzzle platforming game that I feel like never gets mentioned that she had. The Lost Vikings. First off, why did she have the Lost Vikings? Like, no one's ever heard of that. But I'm so glad she did. I loved that game. It's another game where I don't really know how far we made it. I don't even know if we made it. I know we made it off the ship. But then I think it was like a jungle area, and I think we thought we beat the game or something because we never really played it past that. We never remembered our passwords. I remember we did beat like the first two Donkey Kong Country games, but it's a thing. There was some kid whenever we weren't there who would play and delete our file. No idea why they were doing that. It kind of made us angry because we had to keep playing back up to that part, and then we were like, where are we gonna hide the cartridge so that this kid doesn't find it? They play any other game except Donkey Kong Country 1 so we can finally get to K. Rool. Is Lost Vikings bonkers long? I remember when Spike Vegeta was on it, and I was like, I'm going into this stream because I'm watching it. And he was in like the part where I was at, and then he was like cutting stream, and I didn't get to see the rest of it. I think he has all the VODs on YouTube split up for the games. But at the same time, I don't want to watch someone else do it. I want to play the game myself because it was so much fun. 35 to 40 levels if you had to guess. Man. Yeah, we definitely didn't beat it then. I think the only things we beat were Donkey Kong. Actually, I don't know if we beat. No, we definitely beat two. I think we beat all three Donkey Kong Country games. We beat Aladdin. Is there really beating? I'm sure there's an end to Zombies Ate My Neighbors. I just don't know where it was. Because I know we beat the giant baby boss. I think we beat the boss after that. But that's probably it. That definitely wasn't the end. Um We never got past Goro in Mortal Kombat because Goro unfortunately counters the jump forward and kick strategy. However, watching Spike Vegeta play and people kind of helping him out, Goro does not counter the jump backwards and kick strategy. That would have been an insane lore if we figured that out. Um, but even then, if I no, we only had I think that was Mortal Kombat 1. Was Mortal Kombat 2 Motaro, who is also just their own kind of insanely unfair? Crazy stuff. 48 levels in Zombies Ain't My Neighbors. Apparently Giant Baby is level 8. Oh man. Yeah, I mean like shooting fireballs, you can barely even think to jump past Motaro because of like the insanely large hitbox. Um and then just, insane speed, insane spacing. Everything that is going to be annoying in that game, Motaro had. Yeah, cool games. Absolutely keep checking out Mystery Funhouse. Watch the rest of the tournament. There's still plenty of matches. We've got a big bracket. There are 124 players, I think, starting out. So we've got quite a bit. Mid boss still has to face someone. How's Triscorp? Triscorp still hasn't had to do another match yet. That's not till February 21st. Okay. Yeah. This is gonna it's just so much fun watching these matches. I hate this website is so bad sometimes. Um really cool stuff. You get to see neat games you either haven't heard of, demos of random things. Positron's over here reliving his childhood games through me struggling. I love that I can like on stream when I was trying to describe the other game and I'm like, yeah, this like puzzle game where you're flipping tiles and you're like, oh, Modal Palace. Yeah, dude, that game's weird. Mendel Palace. My bad. My bad. I can't even remember it properly. Which, to be fair, another game I really enjoy. I enjoyed every single game I played in the tournament. That one I just there was that one boss that I faced last that I had no idea what I was doing. Um, I know tomorrow we'll be doing more. I assuming Blizzard is down. Tomorrow we'll be doing more Brave Escape, which we are 32% of the way through according to the game. Uh, haven't done if the levels are in order of like easiest to hardest. We have done levels 1 and 4, and I think we're currently on level 3, all out of 7. So we've got quite a bit if we've still got worlds 5, 6, and 7, and they all progressively get harder. Um, if that's the case, I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think each world is probably, aside from the first world, is probably balanced just around its own mechanics, which is nice. Where they can kind of just be like, each world has its own separate uh difficulty scaling rather than having to make it across the entire game. Really lets them flesh out each mechanic as much as they want. Next week, I won't be available for a Saturday stream. Blizzard doesn't know this yet. Because I will be sleeping at my climbing gym. They're doing like an overnight thing. And so I was like, yeah, might as well. Sounds really fun. Apparently they put like a zip line across the entire gym. That's going to be really cool. So then I'm also, just to make sure I have access to as much of the gym as possible, also going to be taking the class and test for getting my belay certification, so I can actually do it. It's honestly like 60% of the gym is locked behind belay certification. So having access to the majority of the gym that I haven't had access to in, I think we just hit 6 months of climbing every week. It'll be nice to be able to access everything, and then it helps us like rotate which walls we're doing, and we don't have to worry about like, oh man, we've done this wall quite, like, we had gotten to the point where we weren't really doing auto belay because we had done all the routes they had, and that's such a small portion of the gym. And they've currently been, the auto belay routes are the ones getting rotated right now, which is great because it means I've got more climbs to do currently. And then it gives us time to like not only focus on bouldering, so we're not using up all those new routes. It'll just help the rotation a lot, having belay and being able to do more. And I feel like I'll probably get a lot stronger doing belay just because of the nature of it being less assisted. It'll be good. It'll be a lot of fun. And then climbing in my sleep. Yeah. But all right. Let's see, who do we go to? Who's the third person in the stream? Actually don't know who the third person in that is. Let's see. It's funny, since we had gone through the names, Patty has gone live, Lively Raccoon has gone live. Those are the only two. Author Blues has been live. They heard me. Patty's playing Heroes of Hammerwatch 2. Lively Raccoon doing Bomberman 64 120 cards. Can I talk about Bomberman 64's hidden final world? How are you supposed to know what you're doing casually? Oh my goodness. So the game is a 3D platformer as opposed to the typical Bomberman stuff. And the final world, after you collect all the cards in the previous worlds, requires you to do some pretty high level bomb jumping. So basically just like kicking a bunch of bombs in place. You can stop bombs mid-air by clicking the right bumper button. Off to work or off to bed. Have a good night, Positron. Rest well. So you can stop the bombs midair. So you can like kick it and it won't like go all the way. Right? So you can stop it on top of another bomb and it starts bouncing on that bomb. You can also pump up a bomb to make a charged bomb. I'm going to look this up because it's hard to describe just how insane this is to do casually. I unfortunately did need to look it up as a child once I finally knew that there was a secret world. Uh, let's do stage 3. So you're in this area. Speed this up. You get the remote bombs, obviously, so your bombs don't explode. All right, let's slow it down. Look at, okay, pretty simple. That one's not too bad. Get a precisely placed bomb there. Don't blow yourself up. I don't think this is. Oh, this is just more bombs. Okay. Oh, but you also have to like, yeah, you got to figure out how to get up here. And they're like, oh no, I just ran out of bombs. What am I gonna do? Yeah, yep, okay, space it out. Yep, okay, you're now high enough. You get these are unique items, so you unlock costumes in multiplayer. This game, amazing multiplayer game mode, by the way. Go on back. By the way, you miss any of these, you're dead. You gotta just reset the screen. But then, like, the main. All right, let's see this. This is you need to. I don't think that's the route I was doing. But like, look at this. Who's figuring this out as a kid? Look at this. Now you got to go back. You got to go across. You got to make sure your bombs aren't strong enough. Like, don't grab those fire powers because that'll just make your bomb explosion even bigger. And then, like, and then you're dead because you had to reset your bombs and they blew you up when you were on the one platform. The one square platform. This is more like how I got up, yeah. Using the stairways. Well, like, how it's just so crazy to me. This is just wild stuff. Watching it back, even. I still never 100%ed it. I never got the stage 2 all cards in Rainbow Palace. I've wanted to go back to it eventually. But if I went back to that, I'd play through that. I'd play through Bomberman Hero, and I'd play through Bomberman 64 The Second Attack now that I own it. Because I've never played that. And I don't know, it seems cool. Alright. Enough talking. The Baronade is playing Sonic Rush. And Baronade's not even on screen. I don't know where Baronade is. They were just there. Oh, Draws is the other one. Okay, there's Baronade. They're all on screen. Playing with some of his friends. So go watch him. He's playing through every single Sonic game. Asterisk. There's like some that he left off, but a large amount of Sonic games he's playing through. And kind of ranking them as he goes. So go and watch that if you like Sonic and you want to hear someone judge your Sonic takes. He will probably do that. Thank you for watching, everyone. I appreciate the support throughout the tournament. Everyone cheering me on. I love seeing the extra commentary, the different levels of knowledge of the games. and what everyone picks up on them while we're all kind of trying to figure it out separately. It's really cool. It was really fun. I'm excited to do more. Um, so have a good night, and thank you again for watching.